Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Z. I'm a clinical psychologist specializing in transgender care. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to discuss with you narcissism. Actually, short-term narcissism would be more apt, self-indulgence, potential egocentrism, all of those words that we tend to use when we're applying them toward individuals who starting to become or start to appear on the surface as if they're self-absorbed. And I want to explain to you how most of you, if not all of you, will one way or another get into that, what I call actually narcissistic bubble. Why that narcissistic bubble happens, and how, if you are in a relationship, how that narcissistic bubble can potentially negatively affect your relationship. So let's have discussion about that. I want to be very clear to say that this is not an indication that trans people are narcissists. Of course, there are trans people who are narcissists, just like there are narcissistic individuals with narcissistic personalities that exist of all other genders, in all other segments of our population. To single out transgender people is deeply, deeply inaccurate. But when you go through transition, the narcissistic bubble, that I like to call it, does happen. It's not an indication that you're narcissist. It just means that temporarily, for a period of time, your ego is inflated. I call it an inflation of the ego. Think about it as if your ego is your balloon, and your balloon starts to go and gets quite inflated. Eventually, just like everything else, your balloon comes down to earth. So it's not something that necessarily is absolutely long-term lived. How does this happen? This happens when you start acknowledging your gender. This happens for a lot of you at different phases. This happens for some of you when you start hormones and you start feeling better on hormones. And as a result of feeling better on hormones, you start getting excited about the potentials of what yet to come to you. It happens for some of you once you seeing changes on hormones. For others, it starts to happen when maybe you had a surgery, maybe you had facial feminization or facial masculization surgery, maybe you had some other surgery. For each one of you, the narcissistic bubble happens during a different point of transition. And sometimes there could be multiple bubbles. There could be a bubble in the beginning, and then it gets deflated, and then you get another narcissistic bubble, and that gets deflated. Narcissistic bubble is something that we all human beings experience in relationship to other areas of our life. For you, it just so happens in relationship to transition and in relationship to your gender. For me, my narcissistic bubble could be, for example, writing a book and completing my book and publishing my book. I guarantee you my narcissistic bubble will get inflated short term. My narcissistic bubble could be inflated in other areas of my life. Perhaps I reach my potential weight goal. My bubble will get inflated. So what I'm trying to say is having narcissistic bubble is normal. It's part of the human experience. It's part of that egocentrism. It's part of that part of our lives where we just allow ourselves a little bit being on a cloud nine, a little bit closer up there. So for a lot of you, it's going to happen at different parts in your transition. The reason why narcissistic bubble takes place for a lot of you is because you're starting to feel good about yourself. Because you're starting to feel good about yourself, what is also happening for a lot of you is that you are also starting to you're starting to branch out, and because you're starting to feel good about yourself, you're starting to get very giddy. You're starting to feel as if you have this insatiable appetite for life, and you started to get so excited, and you started to think about all of the other things you want to do. And as a result of this excitement, as a result of this narcissistic bubble, for that short period of time, all you're seeing is yourself. It's very hard to see other people when you're in that bubble because all you're seeing is yourself. And this is where I say to be mindful of this if you're in a relationship, because on the surface, when you are with a partner while you're transitioning, while you're going through a narcissistic bubble, what your partner is witnessing is this. Hey, look at me. Look at my new outfit. Look how great I look. Oh my God. Look at my nails. Look at my nail polish. Look how masculine my chest is. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at that. Look at my soft skin. Or for those of you who are on testosterone, look at my facial hairs coming in. It all becomes me, 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 which is normal because you're going through changes you have dreamt of. You're going through the changes you always wanted. So of course, you're going to be so eager and so excited to share them with the person who is closest to you. And for a lot of you, it's going to be your partners. For others, it's going to be your family members, or it's going to be other people in your life. And because you're so eager to share, you're so excited, you have to realize that this is something that's not that exciting for other people, because guess what? They've been through that time period. They've been through those changes. Some of them are equivalent to developmental stages. So for some of them, it's kind of in the same realm of, what is the big deal? I don't get it. What is the big deal? Why are you being so giddy about it? But for you, because it's new and because it is something that for the first time connects you to who you really are, it is super, super exciting. Super exciting. And so your excitement is going to be seen, it's going to be felt. And for that reason, you're going to be in this inflammable, inflated balloon, if you will, of your headspace, where all you're going to see yourself. And because all you're going to see yourself for a short period of time, all you're going to want to do are things for yourself. Let's go shopping. Let's go do this. Let's go that. Let's start this. It's all going to be with you at the center. You become the center of the universe. Again, all of this is very, very normal. In fact, this is an important part of the process, because you need to get in touch with the narcissistic balloon inside of you to realize not only your potential, but that you're capable of achieving that. Of course, you don't want to remain in narcissistic bubble all the time. And unless you're a true narcissist, you're not going to remain in narcissistic bubble forever, because things happen. You get accustomed to changes, you get accustomed to things. It's not as excitable as they were at the start. Other things come in, other challenges come in that maybe deflate your balloon. So you're not going to remain in it for a long period of time. But because you are in the space, for you partners or for people around you, it can be very challenging. It can be frustrating. It can be annoying, because a lot of those people around you, they are, by this period, are adjusting to your transition. They are adjusting to the changes you're going through, especially your partners in your relationship, people maybe you're married with, you've been together for a long time. And because they're adjusting, they're going through their own adjustment period. So for them, that adjustment period may be challenging, and is actually challenging in its own way. So for them, it actually can be very frustrating to see you so giddy, because they feel like you're not seeing what they're going through. You're not acknowledging the struggles they're going through. You're not acknowledging them. It's so much you. They think, well, what about me? What about what I'm going through? What about all the years that I spent with you when you were struggling with dysphoria and you were detached and isolated and dissociating and not very emotionally connected to me? What about all of those times? Have you forgot about those times? Great to see you're so giddy now, but again, it puts things in a contrast, and that can be very difficult. So I just want you to be mindful of that and be careful when you feel that narcissistic bubble. Try to hold the opposites of having that space and allowing yourself to enjoy it, but also not forgetting people around you, and not forgetting especially your partners around you, because this is where people get a lot of this concept, this idea that trans people are narcissistic, but in reality, it's really an inflatable balloon that lasts a short period of time, tends to get deflated, and then another balloon gets inflated. Just like I said, with all of the humans, we all have those inflatable balloons from time to time in our lives. It is normal part of the process. It is there for a reason, but be mindful that again, when we're in that inflammable balloon, it's almost like that balloon, the walls of the balloons are built with mirrors. So you're standing in the center of the balloon and you're seeing yourself from every single angle, and you're not therefore able seeing anybody else. So temporarily, our vision point and awareness gets shut down that there's other people around us. And that's what makes it so difficult when it comes to interacting and socializing with other people. So just be mindful of that you're in this narcissistic balloon, and try to be a little bit more mindful of your surroundings and people around you, but certainly enjoy it. You deserve it. There's nothing wrong with being in that place. It's a beautiful space to be in, and also acknowledge that this space is a good space to feel, to be in. It may not last all the time. It will not last all the time because as human beings, we're always changing. We're constantly evolving. We're never static. But this is where people get a lot of confusion about narcissism and transgender, because on the surface, that's what it looks like. And when you're in that bubble, I know what people do. Take lots of selfies, post lots of selfies on all of their social media platform. They can't stop posting, especially very posing pictures of themselves. Again, all of this is normal. You're excited, but I can see how to other people on the surface, it looks like you're overly too self-indulged in yourself, because again, they're not really understanding, they're not having that relatedness because they've already been there. And this is the first time for you. So definitely enjoy it. Be a little bit more mindful. So comment below, let me know, have you experienced this narcissistic bubble? How long did it last for you? What was it feeling like? What, if you're in a relationship, did that affect your relationship in any way? Comment below, let me know. Love to hear from all of you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.